Hey guys, it's me Heather and I'm here to do my February favorites. I wanted to get this up before it was like April. You know how that goes. So first and foremost, my new favorite is my hair. I just kind of got tired of the bleach blonde. No matter how much product I was putting into it, no matter how many times I was sleeping in hair mask and all that, I just felt like I was looking more like I should have been in an 80s like hairband video, like in a Camaro. Like it was I felt like it was washing me out as well. So I just went darker. I did a video on this a couple years ago when I went from blonde to brunette, so I just went and literally bought the same products. I watched my own video so I could remember what products. Self-promo. So anyways, I'm gonna get to my favorites, but yeah, I did want to mention it because it's pretty obvious that it's a little darker, but I do love it. Hopefully you do too. So the first favorite, you can tell has been used and abused, is the Maybelline The Nudes palette. I'm hoping you can see that. Most importantly, the colors here, and there are some that have been used way more than others, but I love, especially now with my hair darker, like doing smokier looks. But this has always just been a go-to for me. Even when I did, I mean I still do freelance makeup, but I'm just not doing it as much. But when I did like prom makeup and like wedding makeup, I would use this palette because of the mattes here. And they just made, people would always give me pictures of Kim Kardashian like a few years back when she was known for like that nude, like smoky eye, and everybody wanted it. So this palette was great for that. But yeah, you can just do this perfect look. I love it. It's one of the better ones. I have all of theirs because I buy every single one that comes out. And there's certain shades in some of the palettes that I super love, but I actually love this entire palette. So another drugstore item is the Soap & Glory Peach Party, and it says it is Juicy Multicolor Blush Brick with Sheer Burst and Lumospheres. This is gorgeous. I think I got this last summer. Oh, and let me show you the front. I guess that would have helped so you know what you're looking at. And it's one of their blush bricks and apricot jam, but you just take that. I'm wearing it today. I don't know because the highlighter is a little blinding, but I don't know if you can see my cheeks. It gives you beautiful color. Like you get that pretty peachy pink color and just a little bit of shimmer. Reminds me a lot of like Coralista from Benefit. You're getting that beautiful healthy glow, but also with a little shimmer, but it's not glittery or anything. And then you go just a little bit of the bronzing. So I will like contour or bronze with my Too Faced matte bronzer, and then I will put this on as my blush. Sometimes you can just do it as a blush highlighter. So recommend that. I'm not sure if they have other colors, but I will be looking and you will hear from me because I'm such a fan of that one, and I'm so glad I started using it like every day. So I will let you know if I find other shades. Also from the drugstore is, this was also in a haul, is my e.l.f. and Heart collaboration. This is the highlighter in Coffee and Cream, and that is what I'm wearing today. This shade here, the cream color, and that is what I'm wearing today. And I'm hoping that I don't have to like point that out. I'm hoping it's showing up because it is beautiful, and I've been wearing this a lot. You know, I have a lot of highlighters, but I've just been reaching for this one because it is so beautiful. Yeah, I mean, yes. I've had it on a while, but and I just take, let's see, do I have my highlighter brush here? I never have my highlighter brush when I say I just take my highlighter brush. Oh, here it is. Duh. I just take this little, I think it's BH Cosmetics. Take this little brush, put it on, and voila. Also, I found if you are like me and you're oily and halfway throughout your day you find that your highlighter is missing, if you will put it on dry, and then wet it and tap it on, or you can do the wet first and then put the dry on it to kind of set with it. You can use a cream as well, but if you're trying to save money and just doing it with the same product, I mean, this coffee color is beautiful, and I have worn that as an eyeshadow, but I am definitely the cream shade for my highlighter, and I have been loving that. Some brushes that I've been loving, and they're all dirty because I use them today, so keep your judgment to yourself. But these are all Real Techniques, so they're affordable. They're probably in a set. Is the stippling brush. You know, I always put my foundation on with my Fenty sponge, which I will talk about in a minute. But I've been using this stippling brush, and I'm just finding that with my pores, because if you know of any magic pore product, please let me know. I find some that work, but they don't work with every foundation, and blah, blah, blah. This has been working really good. I even use it with a Wet n Wild Cushion foundation, and it's just their stippling brush, and it looks like this, and it's dirty because I used it. But I mean, I think it's like $8, probably $7-8, and I just pat my foundation on, like I'll put it on my face, I'll just pat it on, and then I just buff it up into my pores, buff it around my nose. It gives a beautiful finish. I've also been using it with one of my favorites, which is the Maybelline Super Stay, the 24-hour, the new one. And mine's in 112 Natural Ivory. I'm going to have to get a lighter shade though, because I'm so freaking pale. It's almost too dark. But I've been using it with that. And I was afraid, because it is such a full coverage foundation, that using the brush would make it look like I had cake face. But it does not. Love this brush. Other brush that I've been using is the multitasking brush. It's almost rubbed off. I've had it for so long. This is beautiful. I used it to put on that blush, that apricot, and it's just real thick. It's dense, so I just swirl it, and then I can just kind of just buff it in on my cheeks. I love that one. For my contouring, although it is small, I've been using the, I used the correct brush. It is the contour brush. I said, that's awful small for contouring, but I like it. I put this just in my bronzer or contour, and I usually always use a matte shade for that, and then you can just really carve out, do your 3 and your E on each side, and then just go in and just buff it. Like it's really dense. I'm hoping you can see that. It's really dense, but it buffs so, I mean, it just looks so nice, and it really just gets it into the skin. Real Techniques brushes are no joke. Big fan. A product, like I just mentioned, but I wanted to touch base on it, is the Maybelline 24-hour Super Stay Foundation. If you have oily skin, even if you just have oily T-zone, this foundation, like the reformulation, I mean, it could possibly be my favorite foundation. I have been wearing it all the time. Like last week, it was in the high 70s, 80s. It was like 83 for like 2 or 3 days in a row. So with that came the humidity. My skin broke out, like everything that comes with like the heat and the humidity that my skin does. I could not find a foundation that would stay on me. I'm not doing like crazy work that I need like a heavy duty foundation, but when I put it on, I wanted to stay on. And this has been amazing. So if you're looking for that, if you have oily skin, even if you just have an oily T-zone, I would recommend buying this. I think it's better than the L'Oreal Stay Matte. And that was for a long time one of my favorite. But I was trying that one, and I was noticing that it was transferring. It was coming off. This does not transfer. You don't have to set this with a powder. I mean, you can if you feel like you need it, but you don't have to. It's great. So, like I said, for a drugstore for like $10-12, I'm going to go back and get a lighter shade so I can mix them, because I don't see the light of day. I avoid the sun, so that's almost too dark for me. I think it looks good with this dark hair, so it may be fine, but moving on. I think I mentioned this in my last favorites, but I have been loving it. It is the Katy Kat Matte Black Eyeliner. And I needed something for my waterline, and I mentioned in a haul that I bought 2 from the drugstore. The CoverGirl is one of my favorites. I use it in my kit for brides and stuff, like people who are going to be crying. I use it on them, and it works amazing. Like, I've bought endless amount of eyeliners that just don't work, and that one works really good, and this one's great too. It's matte, so you don't have that glossiness. I know a lot of people don't like using shimmery eyeliners on the inner rim, and this is matte, so I recommend it if you're looking for an eyeliner. And let's see, I had some other things. Okay, so this is a story. You know, I can't do a video without a story. Everybody was talking about the Eco Tools sponge, which is, oh my gosh, he's wet because I just cleaned him. I washed him and then I used him, so he's dirty, but it's a little bit bigger than normal, so it may not look familiar to you if you have it. But I saw a couple videos. I saw Instagram crazy people saying dupe for the Fenty sponge, and you know the Fenty sponge is my favorite. Hello, old friend. Here he is. Which kind of not really similar. I mean, they're kind of similar, but they're both wet. Like I said, I just washed them. But I went to Target, Walmart, Walgreens, and Ulta, and they were all sold out of the Eco Tools sponge. So in my head, I'm thinking, ooh, hype. It's because it's the Fenty sponge dupe. And I couldn't find it anywhere. All they had were the 2 packs, and it was $10. And I said, I'm not going to spend $10. I have 40,000 sponges, and I use the Fenty sponge. So I'm not going to pay $10 for it because I won't ever use it. Long story short, I went on Amazon when I got home because, you know, when all else fails, Amazon is there. And they had the 2 pack for $6.40. So I was like, I was going to spend $6 on the one. I'll get the 2 pack. Needless to say, it's not a dupe for the Fenty sponge. Especially when you first get it, it is like rubber. It's like you could throw it and knock somebody out with it. It's pretty stiff. But once it's wet, it's really soft. Is it as soft as Fenty? No. But this is 16, and if you go on Amazon, you can get the 2 pack for $6.40, or this is $6 by itself. So $10 cheaper. It's good. It's probably I don't know, it's probably better than the Real Technique sponge once it's wet. I can't use it dry. That's why I love the Fenty. I rarely ever wet this sponge. I always use it dry for powder, to apply foundation, cream products, powder, whatever, dry. It's super soft when it's dry. So if you're anything like me and you always forget to wet your dang sponge, I almost said a bad word, forget to wet your dang sponge, and then you're like, oh God, I gotta get up or you have to find a setting spray or something to wet it, and it's still not the same thing. You know that. Because this would knock you out when it's wet. Like, it is so hard, but it gets really soft when it's wet. So it's, or like damp. I mean, it's not wet, but, so you can see it's really squishy, but just look at, like, you can just tell, like, you can just see how soft that one is. So if you're looking for a drugstore, this is, I mean, it's good, and I will use it. But there's no competition for you. You're the best. You're my favorite. I just wanted to put that out there because I don't know how many people were like, dupe, 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 dupe. They couldn't have owned the Fenty sponge and said that. It had to be somebody who thought like it looked similar. I don't know. But not a dupe. Let's see. This is my wet beauty blender. And yes, these are all clean and they are just stained. If you own beauty blenders, you know that. But I almost say it's almost as soft as the beauty blender. Maybe softer than the beauty blender. It's just kind of dense. And they're not. They're just soft. They're the same all the way through. And this one is not. You can tell it's just... Anyways, I'll quit punching the sponge on the camera. And so just briefly, I wanted to show you. This is the sponge that came with this one. And it is not wet. And it is hard as a rock. Like... it'll knock you the heck out. Like, so when they're wet. Alright, quickly. This stuff was sent to me back before Valentine's Day, so a couple weeks ago. And I love it. I'm using the body wash and the shower scrub, but I could not remember the name of the scent, so I had to bring out the shampoo and conditioner to show you. It is Love Beauty and Planet Maru Butter and Rose, and this is the shampoo and conditioner. But they sent me a body scrub and a body wash. When I say that you will smell like I don't know what the butter, the Maru butter is, but you will smell, your hair will smell like roses, your body, it's just a real faint, nice, like, it's amazing. I saw it at Walgreens and Target and all these places when I'd go, and I was curious about it. And then, lo and behold, a box showed up and it had all of it in there. So I was like, I was putting that out into the air. I was just thinking about it. I think about like $1 million too. But it's, I mean, oh my God, it smells so good and it works really good. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's like no silicones, no dyes, no guilt. Made from made from recycled plastic. But yeah, so if you're interested, I say yes, give it a go. I have been enjoying that a lot. And these are just, these were sent to me also. Thank you, Sephora, for sending me a Valentine gift. But this pattern is so cute, and I think it's going to be great for spring. And I'm going to fill this up and put it in my purse, but I wanted to keep all the tags on so I could show you. This is the, this is the Sephora J Gold Crown collection. And it says it's the Bleeding Hearts, the Minimalist design. Look how cute that is. And these are still on the website. I checked before I showed you. But I think that'll be adorable for spring. It was obviously like a Valentine's collection. And then they sent me the brushes as well. The Bleeding Hearts collection. And I'm going to put these in my purse also. I have like that big Michael Kors tote or whatever, so I have plenty of room. And I'm going to put these in there as well because I love to do a touch-up. And they are so cute. I'm going to take them out so you can see. Because this is the last item. So if my battery dies or whatever, it was worth it because you get to see these. So this is what they look like. How adorable are they? I mean, they got the little hearts. I'm hoping that's showing up. Got this pink case. It says Sephora on the front. Because I am a toucher-upper. If I'm out, I have no shame. I will bust out a full set of makeup brushes and touch my makeup up. I don't care. So those are adorable. And like I said, I'll put my makeup in this one. And it's got the little heart on the back. I don't know if I should do that. So I love those. Thank you, Sephora. I appreciate it very, very much. They were already featured on the blog. So it's linking somewhere here. And it's always linked down below. Like I always say in every video, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram because that's where I do unboxings. As soon as the package comes, I unbox on there and I share with you all my goodies. Well, not all my goodies, but all my beauty goodies. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We're not that kind of, we're not get paid for that. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Anyways, alright, so as usual, comment down below because that's the most important thing. I love to hear from you guys. If you want to subscribe, I would love that as well. But I love your feedback. I love to talk to you. I love meeting you. That's the most important. So as long as you're responding to me, thank you for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.